Yay!
Hey guys!
Hey everyone! Thank you for joining us. We are going to take just a second here and share this out with everyone.
Sorry,
Awesome
it's
sauce.
malfunction over here. I'm like, something just fell.
That's our hidden microphone. Not so hidden anymore.
Yeah, I know. Okay, now you guys know about it.
So, anyways, we're going to take a minute to just share out this live video in a couple of different places. If you don't mind doing the same, that would be awesome. So thank you very much. We've got some hearts.
Yeah,
hey.
I love coming through.
Hey, Amy. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so I don't have my glasses on, so this is a little bit challenging for me to try to find where to share and everything. Okay, so sharing. Which, by the way, this is a really good idea for you to do as well when you are doing live videos. To share it out. So like what I'm doing right now is I've got it here on my personal, and I'm actually going to turn around and I'm going to share it then on the Nerdy Girl Supplies page.
This is so cool. I could do this at the same time.
Yeah, so it's very cool. So that way, in case people who are fans on your page aren't actually friends with you, they get an opportunity to see it as well. So there's my Nerdy Girl Supplies page, posting as. Okay, so, and this is the Define Her Short, and I'm sorry guys that this is taking me so long because I'm a little challenged today. And I can't believe somebody let me in the other day. Thanksgiving is next week.
I saw it on Facebook.
I was like, oh my God, that's next week. Holy
laugh, sorry. I know, I thought the same. I still don't know what we're doing. I want to do a Friendsgiving, but okay.
Well, see, that sounds like fun.
I tried to do that last year, but I would like to do that every year and have like a different theme every year. And since I didn't realize it was next week, just like a lot of everyone else, I would probably just do Mexican food because I have a restaurant next door. And just
nice.
Go there and have them here.
Go.
So, okay, so show it on my page.
All right. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to see if this is actually going to let me make it so that way I can see, because again, I don't have my glasses on, so I want to be able to see who is doing what. And so we'll see. Oh, wow, you can Chromecast it. Sorry, guys. Wow.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Where you could actually put it up on a TV, I think. So that would be wicked awesome cool, but it's not happening right now. Okay, so.
Exciting.
So you're. Oh, no. You don't want to do that. Okay.
No, but I can see myself and I'm going to fix my hair.
You're going to fix your hair? Okay, so that's not going to. Anyways, so here we go. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. This is episode 2 of the Define Her Story interview series. I am with the fabulous Brandie Seifert, the Hollywood Hippie. For those of you who maybe have never heard of Nerdy Girl Supplies or heard of the Hollywood Hippie, we're going to take just a second to introduce ourselves. So like I said, I am Christina Mead. I am the nerdy girl behind Nerdy Girl Supplies. And what Nerdy Girl Supplies is, the main focus of my company really is to provide classes for women and girls to help them develop into strong leaders and businesswomen. And I have what I kind of see as 3 divisions of my company. There's the Empower, Educate, and then Inspire. And the Define Her Story series falls under that Inspire portion of it. And the way that I came up with this, I was like, okay, so I've got an Inspire. So what do I want to do here? What inspires me? And when I think about that, what really inspires me and motivates me and gets me going are seeing, pardon the French, some really badass business women who are just kicking tail. They're working really hard and they're making their dreams come true. And so that inspires me, and I started thinking about that. I'm like, well, if it inspires me, there's a really good chance that it inspires other women as well. And that's where the Define Her Story series came from. So one of the people that I automatically think of then when I think of women who inspire me is Miss Brandie Seifert. And I'm even trying to remember where I first met you. I'm sure it's through.
I remember.
Do you? I'm horrible. It's like through Women Helping Women, right?
Yeah, it was at an Italian restaurant. It was like a headshot happy hour. Yeah.
Oh
It was
my
the
gosh,
first
it
time
was.
I was practicing or testing my product on camera. I wanted to make sure my line was camera friendly, and so I wasn't even with the organization or the group yet. So yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I was just like, she is just, and if you've never met Holly, oh my God, the Hollywood hippie.
People call me Hollywood or hippie or both.
So, you've never met Brandie. Through this interview, you're gonna see that you're gonna understand why I picked her for this, because she's a lot of fun. She's very inspirational. Her story is amazing. And so I'm going to let Brandie just tell a little bit about her and her company before we get into our interview.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so Hollywood Hippie's pretty new. It came about, I guess, about 3 years ago. I felt led to kind of venture out and find an option of cosmetics that was healthier that I could utilize on and off camera. So I've been in the beauty industry for 16 years and I'm working in film for 10. And I just wanted something that was affordable for myself, my artists, my clients, but yet had a luxury feel that I could still use on my, what I called at the time Hollywood Hippies, which are actors from LA. That was their nickname. And so instead of telling people, the actors that I was working with, I'm very confidential about my relationships, as I would say, I have a Hollywood hippie coming to town and I need something for them that falls along this. And I thought, well, why don't I just come up with something like that? I can't find what I'm looking for. And then when I needed a name for the brand, I thought, well, Hollywood Hippie, it's kind of a secret code I use, but did you know that story?
I did not know that story. That's so awesome.
I know. So it was like a code word, and so I worked with an actress recently. I said, I gotta get your input. Are you offended by that term? She said, no, I love it. And I was like, okay, you approved it.
Hollywood approved. Excellent.
Even though it's already in the works, it's already in the books. But yeah, there's no going back from there. So yeah, right now we primarily do workshops and I cater to a lot of women in business because I feel like they're just as important, their imaging for branding and these live videos and whatnot. So now I provide those same services. I still do TV as well, but we really cater to the working woman. Yeah, and so another thing that's different about our brand, not only are we advocating an affordable, healthy product, we also give back to the community. So within my collection is a collection called the Cosmo Cause Collection, and 100% of the products go to children aging out of foster care. So they're really it's a really inspiring and empowering movement. So I have an eyeshadow called Courage, which was the first product. It's bright blue. It takes courage to wear it. And bright blue is that color blue is also the color of child abuse awareness. So that was the first product in the brand. And then there's optimism, purpose, and empower. So each product has a name. And they all showcase something that we want to instill within these children. And they also spell out the word cope. Courage, optimism, purpose, and empower. So we want to help these kids to cope and have resources. So we're looking to help adult children that are aging out of the system. A lot of times when they're 18, they're kind of on their own. So that's kind of my backstory. I was in foster care when I was younger. Although my grandparents adopted me, when I got to a certain point, we all were living in different families, my siblings and I. So there's part of my personal backstory. So now that I'm 35, I've got my stuff together, but I realized that there's really a need out there for other kids to have the resources. I looked out and was able to get it together, but a lot of children, it's not their fault, and they need the resources. They just need a little structure, a little guidance. A lot of times they're shifted through these homes. So that so there's a lot of that's the bulk purpose of what we do as well. So makeup on a mission is what I say. So yeah, am I forgetting something? I think that's it. I get really excited.
You understand now why I think she's really cool and why I try to hang around Brandie as much as possible. She's very inspirational. So first question I have for you today is, what book or person inspires you?
Yeah. So that's kind of a hard one because I don't really have a particular person. For me, even growing up, it's been like a village of people, which is ironic right now because I feel like my brand is like a baby, and they say when you launch a business, it's like having a baby. So right now, that's my baby. And they also say whenever you raise a child, you need a village. So right now, my village is our networking community, and so it's just been so amazing being a part of that. I really don't know where I'd be in my business right now without it because I have all these wonderful connections and different mentors and it's been amazing. So I don't have one particular person. It's more like a village of people, and women helping women. So that they're my village.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
That's been a big deal.
And it is really a great group, and that's where I've met a lot of women who have been. I was telling Brandie, there's a woman out there, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Who literally anytime that I post that I'm going to be somewhere, the next thing I know, I turn around and she's there, and that is amazing to me, and it's great to feel supported that way. So, okay, so next question, which is one of the ones that I really like to ask is, and because everybody has different definitions, is how do you define success?
I think despite all odds, you have to just keep going. So you're going to have mistakes and failures, whether it's on whatever level it's going to be, and you just have to get back up and keep going. And I think while doing that is also creating goals and knocking them out. So as soon as you mark off one goal, make another one. If it's too big, break it down, and you'll keep going and you'll keep moving. And to me, that's being successful. Continue going, and then eventually you'll look back at one point and see all that you have accomplished. But you're not gonna. You get there by knocking out those goals and keep going. I've already had things come up that I'm like, I can't just stop, but I could, but I'm not going to. So just keep going. Don't give up. When you get knocked down, get up again. That song in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now it's in your head.
I know, it's definitely very much, for me, very similarly, it was a big mind shift for me to go from actually seeing failure to that word doesn't really exist for me anymore, to where it's only a failure if you don't learn something. So yeah, crap's going to happen for sure. But if you turn it around, like, okay, what did I learn from this situation? So that way going forward, it's okay. It really is only a mistake if you keep repeating the same thing over and over and you don't learn something. So definitely, I like that.
Thank you.
And so one of the things that I really like about you too is that you always have all of these ideas. I mean, like, you can't sit down and talk with Brandie without her having like 50,000 different ideas, which is awesome. And it is a little overwhelming.
I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'll stop now.
But how do you generate those ideas? Is there any
like
magic
shooting stars?
Tea? I was gonna say, is it like magic tea I need to drink? Or?
It's a dose of brandy. I don't really struggle in the creativity department with ideas. What I have to do is kind of like, I can see one thing, and then from that one idea, there's like 10 other things, and so I have to learn to tone it down and like work with it. But yeah, I met some bloggers the other day, and next thing I know, I'm in one side of the room and on the other side of the room, and I've already shot off like 5 ideas by the time I made it to the other side of the room, and I was like, nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just like totally
I get very, very excited, and I love it. And I feel like I didn't even realize I had that in me till I joined our networking community and started meeting other people, and then I realized I'm kind of a natural at that. But I need to tone it down a little bit.
Well, okay, so like, let me ask you this: so like within your own, because you're very good about like seeing things for other people, but like even within your own business, and you've got all of these different ideas, then how do you turn around and know which one that I'm like, okay, I'm going to take that one and focus on this one? Like, how do you do that?
It keeps coming back to you. So the Cosmic Cause collection started out as an eyeshadow, and it just kept. It didn't happen in a day. It was just the idea. I had a vision, and the vision was 4 pieces. And then one day the vision was cope. So, and a lot of different things in my life seem to have some sort of purpose or connection, or there's just some beauty behind it. So cope is something I learned when I was a kid. Someone pulled me aside and said, we want to teach you how to cope in life. And at the time, I didn't know what the word cope meant, but I thought, okay, the fact that you're talking to me is kind of a big deal. So I never forgot about that. So anyway, long story to answer your question, there's a lot of like, I don't know, it just keeps coming back. And so, I don't know, it just keeps coming back, and then the idea and the vision grows again. So anyway, I guess finally a year later, cope just kind of came together. So the Cosmic Cause collection, but within it is all those products that spell out the word cope. So it was a vision that kept growing and blooming, and there's purpose, and there's like meat to it, and that's kind of a bigger piece. There are other ones that are, not everything is quite like that. Not everything is like a boom moment, but
no, exactly. It's like that's the thing is figuring out which one that you're going to select to pull down. Like for me, I have in my office, I've got like you can't really tell what paint is anymore, or the color of the paint, because it's all like pieces of paper and there's just ideas that are thrown up there and
Post-it notes?
It's not Post-it notes.
Okay.
It's actually it's like legal size paper, and they're all done. I mean, it's a little bit organized. It's by theme, that kind of thing. And then just as I have an idea, I throw it on the board.
Mm-hmm.
And so but now it's like, okay, so where do I start now? It's just like, so hearing, that's the thing that keeps coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't want to leave you alone.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not like a torture thought. It's like
yeah.
I mean, for some people it could be, but it was just a growing piece, and it's one of those things I didn't even realize till recently. How it's interesting how this whole year it just kind of kept. And usually those kind of ideas come to me when I'm going to sleep. I don't know why, but so I guess figure out when those moments are and listen to them. So.
Excellent. Okay, so last question for me, and then I'll see if I can pop on here and see if anybody else has asked any questions. So now when you're, because I'm big on reading different business books and that kind of thing, and you watch TVs, like I love The Prophet, all of that. And so when you're watching that, you see and you hear people repeating a lot of the same kind of like entrepreneurial advice. And so the question that I want to do is kind of like flip it. Mm-hmm. So what piece, especially like what popular piece of entrepreneurial advice do you actually disagree with?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because most people are going to be like, what? You think that? The saying, fake it till you make it. And I heard this the other day at your thing too. And I know I bet you looked at me like, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. And I'm okay. So I think fake it till you make it applies to this. Sometimes we got to fake this. We got to fake that confidence, and that's okay. I mean, you got to work on that too. But if you're finding yourself saying fake it till you make it, and it's something that you are good at, and it's a skill set, you're belittling yourself. You need to own that skill set. You rock it. That's yours. And if you find yourself saying that, well, then take the resources. I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah,
take the resources. Take the classes. Whatever you got to do to bump it up, because you're actually hurting yourself by saying that. There are some things in life that we fake till we make. I don't know how to mow a lawn. I'd be faking that till I make it. But it's not what I do for a living. So if I was going to own a lawn mowing business, is that even how you lawn mowing? Whatever. A yard service business, I would figure it out. Oh, I'm getting a lot of likes on that. Wow!
Nice.
No angry faces. And I think most people would agree with that. It's one of those things we always hear, we don't think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't knock yourself down. We rock. So if it's something that you do for a living, own it. Like, own it and rise above it and keep going. And if you find yourself saying that, stop and check out some resources, and you're a pro. Own that talent that you have.
No, absolutely. That is, and I think like what you're referring to too is, have you heard of the imposter syndrome? So that is where a lot of women not isn't exclusive to us, but where you've got it to where you're in a space and you're good at it, but you think that you're a fraud. And so that whole piece of like, no, have the confidence in yourself that you literally are. You're belittling yourself.
Yeah.
You're taking away from.
Yes.
Because again, if you, like you said, if you don't realize what you have, then you're not going to be your best. You're not going to shine your best in it, because you're not. So I like it.
So you girls rock, and guys, own it. Don't say that anymore.
Okay, so I'm going to get on here, and okay, so I'm going to see if we've got
Which community?
Which community? Yes, the Women Helping Women Network. Yes. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. I'm going to refresh the page and see if there are any other questions on here. Well, that's awesome sauce. So that is not what I wanted to say. I know. Refresh my, sorry, there's nothing terrible. It was just like, that was not what I was expecting to see. Okay, so we've got here.
Can I talk about our partnership?
Oh, please do talk about our partnership. Yes.
Okay, so Nerdy Girls and Hollywood Hippie is partnering up together. And like I said earlier, one of my main causes is working with kids that are aging out of the foster care system. And there's another community out there that is called the Pink Giraffe House organization and nonprofit, and they need help. And it's a place where homeless children go in and regroup and get it together. And they need more help than we know. So what we're doing is having a book drive, and we are collecting journals and books. And journals were a big part of my healing process, and so it's really close to my heart. We're getting other messages popping up there, right there. But anyway, so if you buy, when you buy a journal from Nerdy Girl Supplies, these will be donated, and we're almost up to 50. I'm rounding up here, but we're there. I have some journals in my car too. But when you purchase a journal, we're going to be donating these, and if we max out on our donations, we're still gonna find other locations. So if we max out the Pink Giraffe House, then we have other places. We have the Bridge Homeless Shelter in Pasadena, or that's not a homeless shelter. There's other areas. There's one. I'm thinking I have a lot of thoughts meshing at once. That's
there's the Krause Center in Katy, but there's also what I was reading too on their website is that she actually serves 35 to 45 teens a night.
Oh,
which I was just like the Pink Giraffe House, which I was just I mean, I think it's awesome that she's there to provide that service for those teens, but it also was very sad that there are 35 to 45 kids a night, and probably just in her little areas where she's serving those kids that need that help. And so I was just like, wow. Mm-hmm. So I have a goal to try to get enough journals to at least have, it's to have for at least 2 nights. Mm-hmm. So
many kids are filtering through there every day. So we're doing books and journals, but journals was an idea I had for adult women and just the adult teenagers. So a place that they can kind of their own safe place, their own safety niche where they can do whatever, have art therapy or write. So anyway, we're real excited about that connection. So buy a journal.
You also get a free gift if you purchase a journal and donate it to the Pink Giraffe House. So, by the way, Tara, she said that she will donate. She'll donate some. She says it's a good partnership. I know that you had said, Tara, on there too, that you wanted to help. So please send me a private message or send. I don't know if you're friends with Brandie, but if you are, you can send either one of us or even Amanda Lombardo a private message saying that you want to help, and we can get to you to see how it is that you'd like to, how you want to contribute. So that's awesome. And Amanda even said too, we didn't mention this, is that the woman who is running the Pink Giraffe House, she's actually paying for a lot of items out of her own pocket, like the water bill, the food for the kids. That's coming out of her own pocket right now. So she's fairly new. So we definitely are doing what we can to help her out.
I think we'll be doing more. I'm looking at doing an event coming up, but right now, as far as our collaboration, this is what we are doing. But we may partner up and do another event where we actually raise some additional funds. That way, she can pay for the bills and actually real food to have for these children.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, so I'm going to just throw it out there one more time to see if anybody has any further questions. I'm refreshing this page, and what I don't like is the fact that some that I have seen are now, the comments are gone, so I don't know what's up with that. So
I love all these hearts, though.
I know, it's so cool.
I want to know if anyone agreed or what they felt like with that advice. I'm curious if they felt like, hey, that's good. I never thought of it that way before because, I'm curious.
Sorry, I'm scrolling. I'm distracted. Yay!
You don't look 35.
That's
the one I see.
I'm like, because I'm sitting here like, where did you see that?
I'm like, thank you.
And I'm sorry, this is typically how Brandie and I are when we get together. There's just a lot of laughing and there's a lot of being distracted.
Your face.
Nice, thanks. Your face too.
That's good. I love it.
Okay, so, Amy, thank you. That would be awesome to get to speak at one of the events. Thank you. Yes, Dawn, I did get bangs. Thank you for noticing. Do you know how many people have told me, I went and got a bunch of hair cut off. People are like, oh my God, your hair is long. I'm like, not really. It's short as
really? I love it.
But thank you. And then somebody accused me of doing even more to purposely trying to make myself look like my logo.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
It's like,
no,
I promise I didn't. It wasn't intentional. I'm like, it's cool that it did. Okay, so I'm sorry, distraction. Somebody's makeup looks great. I think your makeup looks great, by the way. Who are you wearing?
Hollywood Hippie, of course. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, Suzanne. She says she's always inspired by us. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Suzanne's another one, too, who just absolutely, positively has been very supportive of me. Anytime I say, like, hey, does anybody want to? And she's like, yes, thank you. Okay, so here you go. How do you decide which things you are best at? That's a great question.
The ones that I'm like, I don't know. The ones that I don't feel knocked down, like, I don't know. That is a good question. Ugh.
I know. For me, it would be for one, when they coincide, because you've got things that you do where you feel really good doing them. You're like, yeah, I like kicked butt at that. And then you get the affirmation as well from other people, like, wow, that was really amazing. Mm-hmm. So when those two kind of activities collide with that feedback, for me, that's how I think that I know that
and my heart feels full. I know sounds weird, but like earlier when you asked me about the controversial advice, I actually felt really good not because I'm having a debate over here, but because I feel like I'm telling people their purpose. Yeah. Anything that's connected to a purpose or a cause or lifting people up. I have this vision that one day I'll just be speaking to just a bunch of young adult females, and I think that's why we connect. We both have that like zone that we're in with young females, but I don't know. I just picture like telling them, "Get up, you can do it." You know, you got this. I don't know. So
that's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Love the collaboration. Thank you. And need nerdy glasses.
You can borrow mine.
Dude, your glasses are amazing.
Mine look like your necklace.
I know they do, don't they? And I need to go to Pro Optics to get myself some really cool nerdy girl glasses. Because
that's where we'll be doing our Pink Giraffe House vendor event on the 1st. It's still in collaboration, but I think that would be a great one for us to do together. Yeah, it's beautiful. And then you can try on glasses while you're there if you have time.
I know, right? Okay. Alrighty, well, if that is all for this evening, I want to say thank you very much, and double check and making sure. Ramalama, I think that's it. So thank you very much, everyone.
I'm so proud of you both.
Yay! Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so just an FYI, Kathleen McMorty, there are just a couple of women, and you are one of them who's on my vision board. That's what I strive to be. That level of success is what I strive to be at. And I think that's something that's very important for anybody who is doing anything, is to have somebody who is steps ahead of you and to model what they're doing, and to see what they're doing, and to go up and ask them, like, hey, you got any advice for me? How do you do this? How do you keep going? There's this problem that I have. How do you handle that? And so doing that, Kathleen McMorty is one of them for sure. So, whoa, thank you, Kathleen. I love you. So, yes. Okay. Any last words for?
No, but I was gonna get mushy.
Get mushy.
I like how I said that mushy. I don't know. Sometimes words and they don't come out so great. It's that creativity mine. So when you were asking about one person that has been influential or that I look up to, and it was Kathleen. But I thought I've got to I have a whole village here, but there's like village, and then there's like Kathleen, and then there's like village. But yeah. So with Kathleen, she will ask me questions like, "Have you done this? And it's great. And it's a way it doesn't make me feel like, no, I feel like, no, thank you. I need to do that. Okay, what's next on the list? Check." And I think everyone needs that in their business. They need someone who can say, okay, have you thought about this? Okay, you really need to do that. Check, move on. What's next? What have we done to get there? Great, you're doing great. Move on, check. Just like the goals I was talking about earlier. But she's really done that for me, because it's hard to do that for yourself sometimes. So it's great having someone on the outside.
Exactly. Well, somebody who's got the objective view of your business, because a lot of times you're in the middle of it and you can't see. Like most of the time, I feel like the water's right here, and I'm just like, oh.
I'm coming up for air. Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. It's like, like everybody talks about And it was weird because it was like, I was thinking about that, and I was also thinking about Kathleen, which is weird, but it's just kind of like how you teach kids and stuff like that. When they're panicking, they're doing this whole wild thing, and that's how you feel like when you're struggling in your business. You feel like you're just flailing around or whatever, and it's just like you're just supposed to relax, pop your back, and float. And it's just it's kind of like, for me,
it sounds relaxing in my head to hear that.
I know, but just to do that, to just trust, go with your instinct, and just do it, and walk into what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
Even that visual is kind of relaxing. Like right now, I feel that was really good to hear. Yeah.
Glad I could do that for you.
Yeah, thank you. My oil's going in the background. Nice.
See, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use that. Okay, cool.
Although she even said, she's like, Christina, roll over and float on your back. Yes!
Right now?
Yes, she did. Like I don't know, it doesn't give me a time or whatever.
That's
I was like,
funny.
yes,
I'm
that makes me feel
curious.
good. That's nice.
Awesome.
Excellent. Very good.
Well,
So
thank
see,
you
we're on the
guys.
same
We
wavelength.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you so
Great.
much. Y'all have a great evening. And I'm gonna have to get out of the scene so that way I can shut this off. So
Yeah.
Alrighty. Y'all have a great evening, great rest of your week. Thank you.